From the heart of Accra, where stories are not only spoken but painted, emerged a young man who chose the human body as his canvas. Oscar KORBLA MAWULI AWUKU, known to the world as Yonga Arts. His journey took him through Sena Joy Preparatory School to MAWULI School, where art became more than expression, it became identity. Today, as a student of commercial arts at Pekwadi Technical University, his work goes beyond paint and sculpture. He calls it an ansinism, a philosophy inspired by Kwikwanansi, the spider who weaves wisdom, history, and survival through skin symbols and Ejinkra. Yonga art tells the stories of Ghana, not on walls, but on living, breathing bodies. Art that connects generations. This is not just an artist, it is a storyteller, a healer, a modern Anansi. This is Yonga Arts.
I'm Oscar KORBLA MAWULI AWUKU, also known by the brand name Yonga Arts, and I personally like to be called Mawuli because it has power. It means God is alive, and it greatly speaks to the work I do because I get inspiration from our ancestry, tradition, and cultural practices.
Mawuli, when were you born and where did you grow up?
I grew up in Accra, Ghana. I was born and raised in Accra. I've stayed in Accra almost all my life. Hopefully I get to travel there, but then, I mean, that's where I grew up.
Tell us a little bit about your early years. So you grew up in Accra. Which part of Accra? What influenced you? When did you get influenced to get into art? Were you very young, or it's when you were in SHS or something?
So there's a background story that my mom told me. I mean, she told me when she was pregnant with me, she woke up one morning and decided to paint the whole house. So I think that's why I got the influence from majorly. But
yes.
I remember I started painting for as long as I can remember from childhood. I used to draw from cassettes, like the cases and cartoons. I would always draw them on like a sketch pad or any paper I found around. But one of the major turning points in my artistic career or early influences was when I visited my grandma at Mataiku. I grew up in Dungwa all my life, so my mom's mom stayed at Mataiku, and I remember it was, I think, seasonal holiday like this, and playing on the compound. I remember with my little brother that time, playing on the compound. I remember a group of masqueraders came and they were dancing the tune of African traditional music and all that. So, just as masquerade, that scene really scared me. So I ran and hid under my grandma's bed, and I was so scared. So I was like, if they don't leave, I'm not coming out. So I remember I was there until I was assured they had left, and that's when I eventually came out. But then that experience really stuck with me. So until I went to MAWULI school, where I started learning about what it means in terms of our culture, traditions, and this masquerade, the mask, its influence, and I began to like really understand in depth and accept it. And I always ask myself, so why was I scared? If I had known what this really entailed or what its meaning was, I wouldn't have like run and hid under my grandma's bed. So I took it upon myself to set on a journey where I changed the narrative of how people like perceive these narratives.
That's really interesting. So, so later you found out that there was no need to be scared.
I mean, it's part of who we are.
Okay. So were they dressed in, you know how they dress now, they're colorful, or were they more traditional?
I think it was really scary. It looked...
so the scary masks?
Yes,
okay,
yes, it was
like
really
that,
scary back then. It wasn't as colorful as it is now.
It is now, okay. Okay, so when you were young, your artistic interests, did you think your parents or your community encouraged you to...
I would say yes, there was a bit of encouragement because then it was more like everyone knew this was what Oscar was known for. Because back then they used to call me Oscar, not Mawuli.
Yes.
And my mom knew, my family, like external family knew, everyone knew basically. It was later at, let's say, the primary level, getting to JHS, where by the time I was staying with my dad and my mom, my dad used to always get angry because academically I wasn't really good, and he would always find me like drawing or painting. I used to paint at an early age. He would always say, and he'd be like, "You're always wasting your time. Artists are lazy people," like that narrative, and he's not sure I'm going to make it with art. And
Yes.
you know this narrative where our parents always
Want you to
see
become a doctor?
doctor.
Yes.
For me,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
worrying because I didn't know why I couldn't do what I wanted to do.
Yes. Yeah.
But there's something that I never really lost touch with because for me, art was like that safe space. I didn't really have friends like to play around at the time because my dad would always be strict. Pick your books, stay here. So art was the only thing I could confide in at the time.
Now, did your younger brother take after you when it comes to art?
Funny enough, no, it was
He
just
did.
myself.
Yeah. Okay. How did your teacher react to your interest in art?
Amazingly, like the whole school, everyone knew like Oscar is an artist.
Wow.
So I used to be called to the primary, like the nursery crèche, to go and draw, like have illustrations on that board. If there are illustrations from like books during science class, they would ask me to come and draw on the board and all that. So everyone basically
They had
knew
respect
that.
for little Oscar.
Yeah, everyone.
Wow.
I remember back in primary, they would call me all the way to GHS to go and draw on the board.
And this
So
is in at Nungwa.
yeah, at Sinajoy International School. So
Okay. Wow. That's you started quite young.
yeah, very, very.
Okay. So then you went on to MAWULI Secondary School.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about, did you choose graphic arts or
So I chose visual arts.
visual arts? Sorry.
Yes, at Mawuli School. I did painting and sculpture.
Okay.
So it was there that I really honed the talent because even there, that's what we did figurative. I remember categorically drawing patterns in my books, especially I wasn't really good at math. So anytime there was a math exam and it wasn't going well, you see me using my pen to scribble like designs. So that's basically that. For me, it's always been art.
Okay. Now, do you have some favorite teachers who really inspired you from MAWULI?
I would say my inspiration started really early. I had a lot of like influence. I just feel like it was divine orchestration in a way because in the neighborhood we used to stay, it was a compound house at the time, and there was this other guy who was also an artist. So I used to look
Your
up to
age?
him. No, he was older.
Older, okay.
So anytime I would see him drawing, I would just go and be like, "Yeah, I can draw this," like that child.
Yes, yes.
And I think I always wanted to be better.
Wow.
So it was something that like I set targets that I want to be better than him. And that's always been that like to push myself to get better, like to do better than the people that I've seen or looked up to.
Now, why do you, what sort of art was he doing that made you become interested in what he did?
I think it was pencil art. He used to
Pencil,
paint
okay.
as well, and I saw him do sculpture works.
Was he
And I
in
was
secondary school or he was just
I think
doing
at the
this for
time
fun?
because he was in secondary, but he later on went to Takrady. Funny enough, Takrady as well.
Okay.
And he had like everyone used to appreciate him because when everyone is part of like, oh, you're so talented, and I wanted that. Like,
Yeah.
I was just interested to have that credit, like,
Attention and
you
all
get it,
that,
like-
yes, yes.
So I think that really influenced me to still like pick up the art.
Okay. Do you by any chance know where he is now?
Yeah, I mean, we still talk, and he sees me today, and it's like he has so much respect for me
And
because
is he still an artist?
he still does. He is now into like graphics, so
Okay.
he does animations in a way,
Okay.
but like 2D.
Wow. Interesting. Wow. You're lucky to have a mentor that's young and to have him within your house,
Yeah.
so close to you. You're very lucky. Okay, so how about teachers at MAWULI? Were there any individuals who saw the talent in you and went the extra mile to help you bring out the talent?
I think Amawali School, they still knew I was an artist. Like, I used to draw a lot, and they had that respect for me. But one of the moments that was really profound for me was one time, like I said, I wasn't really doing well with math. So, a group of teachers, about 3 or 4, I remember Madam Esther, I've forgotten. Yeah, they called me to the staff common room. I mean, where their office, and they spoke to me. They told me I'm so good, and they really see a bright future. So I should like pick up my grades and then try to like graduate to university so I could practice art professionally and have a more in-depth understanding of what I'm trying to do. So I think that really stuck with me, and that's one of the major things like I really appreciate, because I felt like there was that sense of guidance that time, because not everyone really gets that.
Yes. Yes, you're lucky, man, to have teachers call you and advise you. But that's actually what teachers should be doing.
I mean,
guiding.
Because I
young
didn't really
children.
used to see it. In as much as they would advise you to like be a good student and all that, like be good on campus and all that. I felt like that was really something out of ordinary for me, because I didn't used to see that growing up.
Yeah. Okay, so your father became convinced that you can become an artist.
I don't think he was
later on, or he's still not convinced. Or at some point, did he become convinced that?
So I currently stay with my mom. I mean, I feel like a part of my childhood experiences influenced my direction and artistic practice today. I stayed with my dad growing up, but eventually, still at a younger age, we had a broken home. So I stayed with my mom. And some of these like experiences influenced my direction in terms of women empowerment, because at the point he got abusive in a way, and my mom, she stopped taking care of us, so my mom had to take care of my mom's family. So that really influenced me. And till date, he doesn't really stay in touch. So
okay, so it influenced you to sort of become more independent.
Yeah.
Okay. And unfortunately, you're not.
I mean, I'm
touch.
good.
I mean, you get in touch every now and then.
Not necessarily that, until he needs something, and he'll just call to ask.
Okay.
But that's all. I mean, not that relationship with. That people would have that cordial relationship with their dads. No,
yes.
Like that.
So we've talked about your childhood. Now let's get into now. What you're doing currently. So now you're doing body art.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about why you chose that, because I think you've, as you said, you did sculpture and painting in school. Tell us why you branched into another medium.
So I completed my high school in 2017, and during that period, I didn't really do well in math. I had to take NOVDEC again. So that period, I remember still scribbling designs anytime I went for classes and all that. And I had the opportunity to be on set for a music video titled Nana by Becca featuring Sarkodie. And that was the first time, I think, when they called, they wanted a body artist. And funny enough, I wasn't doing body art professionally at the time. Or I didn't even pick it up. So I was like, body art. So I had to research what it meant, like what it was. And it looked familiar to what I used to do on like the scribbles I used to do on papers. And I was like, well, I could do this. So I just quickly picked some paint and went to Osu Castle. And there I just painted. But I think that was my first.
So you painted the walls of Osu Castle?
No, I painted the bodies of the models for the music video. And that was like, this has potential. I mean, so that was it for me.
Okay. And after, did you use the same models?
No, I got friends, I got models that reached out to me later, because I started to pick it up. I started shooting with my phone then to document that body of work. So I remember the early practice or early creations I made were just face paintings, and somehow I started experimenting at the time. So I got to where I am now.
Okay. So what has happened to the other forms of, so your painting, your other kinds of photography? When I say other kinds, photographing other sort of scenes. What is happening with that?
So I would say, strangely, I still practice. And after I was done with MAWULI school, I did a short course in Legon where I picked up animation. And I think that actually, I get influence from there in my current practice now, because now I do a little bit of film, video editing, photography. And looking back, I feel like all these things that I picked up has a great influence, because then with the painting I paint, and with the direction I took with the body painting, it influenced my current practice when it comes to like the narrative I work with for my painting with the mask. Because I believe if I didn't take on body painting, I wouldn't have gotten the style or the technique I use for my painting today. Because then I used to paint the normal things that people used to do, but with body painting, it shaped my narrative. It gave me that sense of idea to like research more about my cultural past, traditional influences, and spiritual narratives. So that's what influenced my style today.
Okay, so let's delve into your book.
Yeah.
So you've been taking pictures of various forms of the body using your scribbling and patterns that you were putting in all your books. You shifted it to this, we call it, you're experimenting with something. And I think you felt good about it, so you wanted to continue it. Okay, who influenced you, or what influenced you to put this together into a book?
So greatly, it started when I lost my YouTube channel. Funny enough, I had over 100,000 subscribers because people were really interested in the work I was doing, and it had traction. And I lost it early. I first lost it last year, September, but I got it back. I sent an appeal.
Yeah, how did you lose it? Why and why?
Funny enough, I think people reported the channel.
Okay.
I worked with some people, it was through an agency, and they weren't too comfortable about that. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So
okay.
I was told they started reporting the channel.
Okay.
Not as much as they signed the contract and all that, but they weren't too comfortable with it.
Okay.
But they never told me, but they went ahead to report the channel behind the scenes. Yeah. So that's how I lost the channel. But then YouTube used to like, that's why I used to like get revenue to fund my body of work.
Yeah.
So that challenge, that actually broke me, and I was looking for ways to like fund. I stopped working for like some time, and I started
Because
looking
of
for
that.
Yes, because I wasn't getting any revenue. So I had to look for ways to generate revenue aside. I knew I could sell at like photographs and all that, but then it doesn't really move like that. It takes a while before you get someone collecting your work. So what can generate revenue within a short period of time? And I didn't want to go and take any other work aside the art, because then it would distract me from
a distraction.
So I had to look for ways to generate revenue aside just selling fine art pieces. So that's why I started thinking, oh, I have quite a number of work, so let me just create a book, and I could sell that alongside. I could create merchandise like the shirt I'm wearing, and also create a customized Ludo or other collectibles and all that, just to sell. Because then also people used to come around wanting to collect the fine art photographs, but then the price margin was a bit too much for them. So I was looking at something that would be easily
collectible.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
that was basically why
people can easily have this on their shelf. Yeah. Okay. And so tell us a little bit more about what went into the book. How did you select your pictures for the book? Did you have anybody helping you? How did you choose your publisher?
I mean, it was difficult selecting, because I had like over 100 images, and selecting the ones that would fit, it was a challenge. I wouldn't lie, it was a challenge. Even till date, I'm looking at selecting images for the next book, and I'm like, this is not easy.
How many images are in this book?
I think over 100.
Okay. 100 images. And the next book would be probably about the same?
Yeah, probably the same.
But not different pictures?
Different images.
Okay. Now, how do you differ? How do you get different images, since basically the body is the same? Is the scene or the scenery where you take the pictures?
The patterns are different.
Okay.
You might think it's the same because then the color is white, but then when you look at it categorically, it's different. It has its own influence. My patterns are not structured.
Okay.
And also, I infuse Edinkwa symbols, which comes from different inspiration. Like each Edinkwa symbol has its own narrative.
Yes.
And depending on the concept I want to work with, I pick an Edinkwa symbol, or I create my own pattern system, which is basically an antenna, but then it's diverse when you look at it. And that's what I put on the human bodies and work with that.
Okay. So do you have sort of a photographic memory of the patterns you've used, so you know that, okay, this time I've used this one, next time I'm going to use
No,
something?
I don't think I have. It's organic. It just
Okay,
comes.
okay.
I feel like it depends on the energy of the model or the person I'm working with.
Okay.
It influences like the body type and all that. It influences the shape of the patterns that I create.
Okay.
So there's no systematic pattern system that I use.
Okay. So where would you want to be in, let's say, should we say 5 or 10 years? Where would you want to be?
I mean, for me, it's super interesting because I'm still young and I'm still trying to create a whole artistic language and influence. One of the dear things on my heart is to have an art space where I have other artists, young artists, or other people interested in the arts come in there to learn about culture, history, come and practice, more like a residency space, but also curating our cultural narratives, artifacts, and all that. And for me, it's more important that I have that in the Volta region because for a long time, Volta region has like beautiful climate, beautiful like
Fantastic tourist attractions.
Yes, and for so long, all that history and all that like beautiful sceneries are not being highlighted. And for me, having an art space there for me is going to be really amazing because then it's also close to a border town like Togo, Benin, and all that. And we can have not just Ghanaians but other artists coming in there.
The ECOWAS zone.
You get it. And for me, that's one thing that I want to really have there.
Okay. So, apart from your brother, do you have any other siblings?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So we are three boys.
Older?
3 boys. I'm the first of amongst all of them.
Okay. So then you have 2 younger siblings.
Yes, from my mom.
Yes.
And my dad. We are basically 3 boys. But then my dad has other kids. I think 2 I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are any of
like 5
the others in the creative space?
I think yes, one from my dad's end. He's into fashion design as well.
Okay. So do you plan on working with him in some capacity?
I mean, we talk. We hopefully in future we're definitely going to collaborate.
Okay. So let's look at the book.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a centerpiece, a coffee table book.
A black Bible.
Yes, a black Bible indeed. Yes. So now, I like the dedication to all dreamers, creators, and storytellers. May this book honor the legacy of culture, resilience, and imagination. Let's pray that it comes to pass.
Definitely.
Yes. So now, do you have any favorite pictures?
Honestly, all are my favorite, but then one of the pieces that speaks to me a lot is Who Am I?
So let's show it to me.
Pieces. Okay.
So these 2.
Yes, and
okay. So she's writing with a leaf. Okay, let's see it again.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me just check one piece. Mother and Sons. 40. So 26. Yeah. So this.
Okay. So this is the one you chose for the T-shirt.
So that's my mom and myself.
Oh, wow.
My brothers weren't around, but then I mean she's a mother of 3 boys. So basically.
Okay. Wow. How did your mom feel about?
She's been so supportive, no lie.
Wow. Yes. And then this is the other one.
Yeah, Who Am I?
So Who Am I? Okay. 2024. Okay. So it's a journey of inner exploration, self-discovery, introspection, and the search for identity, as well as a reminder of the ongoing journey to understand oneself and find one's place in the world. Wow. Where was this taken?
So it was shot in Accra, Sakomono.
Sakomono, okay. But this is also interesting. How did you get the hands without the bodies and the faces?
I imagine, I conceptualize, and I find my best possible way to make it as visually appealing as possible. So, yeah.
MAWULI, it's been an honor having you in the house.
It's a pleasure.
And then I hope to be one of your models at some point.
It would
myself.
be it would
Yes,
be great.
I mean, I've never done anything like this, but there's always
Okay.
the need to experiment with new things. And we would love to have you come in again to talk about your next book.
I mean, I would love to have an interaction or a workshop with the kids here.
Oh,
It would be
that
great.
would be fantastic. That would be
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay, so let's do that.